guys, it's Rivian Updates. My name is Isaiah. I'm here in San Francisco. I was here for a Cadillac event for Out of Spec. Thought I'd come down here to the Rivian San Francisco space. I've been following this space for quite some time. Rivian actually acquired this back in like 2019, 2020, but finally it is a space, also a service center. We'll get to that in a second, but right behind me, I have the famous California Dune. This is the R1S. I honestly did not expect to see this. I came here just wanting to see this absolutely stunning space, but instead I got to see this as well. Now, just first impressions, I'm not gonna get into much of the specs. I really wanna get into how it looks, because really what changes this vehicle are a lot of the cosmetics, the paint, the wheels, some of the interior. Now, jumping right into it, of course, we have the sandstone color, this paint. I wish it was more, how do I say this? Sandy. This feels more like a grayish cream color, which is totally fine. I'm glad Rivian is experimenting with more colors. This looks absolutely stunning, but I do wish it was more of a dune color. What do you guys think of the color? Let me know down in the comments below. But of course, besides the color, we have, of course, it has the dark out package. So you're gonna see the darker tow hooks as well as the darker trim. Usually this is chrome. And then of course, the matching new wheels. I believe these are 20 inch? 20 inch? Okay, these are 20 inch wheels, thank you. But of course, this is a Tri-Max, so this is going to have all of the Tri-Max features. Of course, yellow calipers, tri-motor configuration, 2 motors in back, 1 motor in front. And it's gonna get you that tri setup, that 2.9 second 0 to 60. I can't remember all of the figures on top of my head. Of course, you can watch my video. I have an entire video reviewing the Tri-Max that'll also be linked in the description. But yeah, I wanna talk more about the cosmetics. Now, moving on to the inside, I gotta say, first off, this just feels a bit more sturdy. It feels like the door just feels better compared to the early versions of the Gen 2. Of course, when that first came out, got to try that out, and this just feels like a better door compared to the early Gen 2s that I've tried. Now, these are called the satin graphite wheels, of course, in 20 inch, and then you can get them color matched to match this California Dune paint to your wheels. Which one do you guys prefer? I think preferably, I would go with the color matched. However, I think both look great. I don't think one really strikes me as better than the other. But I think the color matched might just be a little more sweeter and a little bit more of my preference. Now, onto the interior here, right? Of course, this is the sandstone with the dark ash wood. Same wood that I have in my R1T, but of course, the seats are a little different. This two-tone going on here. You have the black leather on top, and then you have this kind of cream leather on the further 90% of the seat, and it looks nice. Rivian has some interesting interiors. I know everyone loves Slate Sky. I love Slate Sky, but honestly, I think I like this a little bit more. I think I would go for this interior if I had the options between all the interiors, right? Of course, you're only gonna get this in the California Dune Edition, Tri-Max, but if I had my own Rivian configurator and I can pick whatever I want, this would probably be the interior that I choose. And this leather does look pretty nice. It is a cream, and I've always wanted Rivian to have a cream colored interior. It is overall a pretty sweet interior. I think one of the most interesting things about the Tri-Max is that it is the same price as a base configuration Tri-Max Rivian. So the base Tri-Max in LA silver with no option of wheels, no options of interior, nothing, no accessories. This is the same price as that base R1 Tri. So it's interesting for this, which has the accessories. It's got this limited edition paint. It has this limited edition interior. All of this is the same price as the base Tri-Max. So if you're looking to get a Tri-Max, of course, use my referral code link in the description. But it might be, best looking at getting a California Dune edition. One of the cooler things that I think, and I hope Rivian will introduce into future Rivian models, are this new flooring. So in Rivian vehicles, this flooring here is regular carpet, but this here is like a a hard material, and looks easier to clean if there are spills. If you have sand, of course, is the California Dune edition, but if you have sand, spills, messes, this flooring is going to be a lot easier to keep up with, maintain, and clean versus carpet. And so honestly, I would prefer if Rivian had this in their vehicles versus the carpet that I have. I'd be interested in seeing if Rivian ever in the future allows that to be an option. And this just looks, I mean, of course you can see here, it goes all across the entire vehicle, all the way into the third row here. So you can see as well, this flooring is back here as well. This is what the third row looks like. Of course, that other seat is down. One thing that I noticed, which I wasn't sure how recent this was, and I just asked, that is a USB-C port. And apparently this wasn't something that was initially in the Gen 2, but now it is. And you can see the USB-C port is here. Of course, this used to be in the previous Rivians, the Gen 1, this used to be something that folded and there's like a cubby storage space. Rivian realized that most people weren't using it. Not sure how they figured that out. And there used to be a USB-C inside of it. Now the USB-C is in the cup holder, which kind of good and bad. If I have two cups, then, you can't use the USB-C holder, but that's whatever. Interesting enough, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cup holders in the Rivian. I think that's a good metric for whether or not a car is good, the amount of cup holders it has. This has 8. Now back to kind of this interior here. This gives you a better idea in this light of what the interior is looking like. It looks nice. I do love this color. Of course, this is not a Ascent trim, which means it doesn't have the premium stitching that you would see in the other Tri-Max vehicles that we saw. Of course, this is not the Ascend trim, which I think is fine. I don't know why people get so up in arms about it not being Ascend. Whether or not the stitching looks like this or looks like the Ascend stitching, I don't think, at least for me, doesn't change the effectiveness of the interior. This is a unique interior, a limited interior, and that's what you're getting. The stitching is really like, I don't think has played a big part into the seat design. Interesting enough here, you can see Rivian QA, quality assessment, quality control. We're gonna stick that back in there and pretend that never happened. But yeah, you can get a closer look here at some of the stitching and the seat as a whole. And of course, these are ventilated seats. These are heated, but only the first row is cooled, ventilated, and heated. These are just ventilated and heated. And the third row, I don't believe has anything. Let's check that out. I drive an R1T, so I'm not too familiar with the R1S. But again, this door, let me just say, this door is solid, very solid. But yeah, if we go to air conditioning over here and we go to the back row, okay, so the seats in the third row of the R1S are heated as well. So when it's cold, you can heat all of the seats in the middle row, the back row, and the front row. And of course, these seats can be cooled as well. Also, interesting enough, I believe this headliner trim is a little different. I'm gonna turn the lights on here. I believe this headliner trim is a little different. Of course, in the Rivians, it's like a fake Alcantara. This is more of like a polyester, I'm not sure what weave, I'm not sure exactly what to call it, but it is not the same interior that you're gonna see on the other Rivian vehicles, which I think speaks to the idea that this is, right, the California Dune. This is the off-road edition. It has the off-road ready prepped floors, right, easier for spills and cleanup. And of course the ceiling as well, the headliner isn't as, I think, dust collecting as Alcantara. Alcantara collects a lot of dust. This, not so much. Of course, with the California Dune edition, I'm gonna read this off here. California Dune edition, $99,900 for the R1T. It's $105,990 for the R1S. Of course, it's a tri-motor, all-wheel drive, max battery pack. We know that. California Dune paint. The 20-inch Dune satin graphite wheels are the wheels that we have here, but of course you can get them color matched. Of course, sound and vision package. Rivian premium audio, dynamic glass roof, dark out package, all-terrain package, everything from the dark out package up, that is everything that you can get on the Tri Max anyway, but going from the all-terrain package, that's of course California Dune, or you can get that by itself as an option. Utility panel, also standard on the Tri Max. Powered tonneau cover, Tri Max. And yeah, and of course all accessories, you get the Max tracks, recovery boards, the cargo crossbars in dark, as well as the recovery board mount. And you can see these up here. So you'll get the recovery boards. You'll also get the new cargo bars, which are really nice. Now this, you know, I haven't been super active in the Rivian community. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot what this is called, but this awning is a new item that was recently added to the gear shop. Maybe I should use my referral points and buy something like this. I don't think I would ever use it, but doesn't mean I can't have it, right? Now, when it comes to the infotainment, of course, you'll see here with the drive modes, you got your R1S California Dune edition with the, of course, your satin graphite wheels, these 20-inch all-terrain wheels. And yeah, I'd be interested in seeing what the other like drive modes are, but of course it'd have to be in drive, and I don't have the key to see what that is like. But you can imagine, right? Just like how it is on the outside, it is on the inside in terms of software. Same thing with the binnacle or the driver's display. You can see it is color matched to your Rivian as well. I mean, that's expected. I don't think that's anything that's not expected for a Rivian like this. So you'll see here, just 6 miles on the odometer, 66,000 for the VIN. Has everything here made in normal, which very soon in the future, of course, the R2s right here would say made in normal. And then, of course, when R2 production expands to Georgia, it'll be made in Stanton Springs, Georgia, which is pretty cool. Gives you the wheels, of course, tri-motor max pack, California Dune edition, sandstone, dark ash wood. This is pretty interesting. Hi. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Any tight clothes?
Oh, see the drive, yeah. Ride height changing.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
So cool.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
It's really cool.
I love this animation. It's really the off-road.
Yeah. It is a very very nice. I'm glad Rivian added that. The last animation, just like the 3D was cool, but this is a lot.
It's more interactive.
Yeah. Look at that in all of its glory.
One is the sport.
Yeah.
For sure.
This is nice. And just 6 miles. I was surprised seeing that on the odometer. Just 6 miles. This thing just come off the factory, off its ship, and then right here.
Exactly.
Something.
So cool.
Yeah, it got like delivered here. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Showed up here like early in the morning.
Wow. Okay.
They woke us all up. They're like, all right,
Let's get into the showroom.
we got the Dune.
Have Gen 2 doors changed? I feel like the early Gen 2s, the doors were a little different, but these just feel more, I don't know, like latchy and secure, more off-roady, like a G-Wagon almost.
Some of them they adjust in, like the door seals.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Not like functional change, but it's minor adjustments.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Now, those are my pretty lazy impressions of the California Dune Rivian R1S. Again, I was not expecting this here. Of course, Rivian has their little gear shop. And in fact, let's see. You can see the, I believe it is. This is, yeah, I believe that's color matched sandstone water bottle. And of course, everything else that Rivian typically sells. And then we have an R1T Dual with the dark out package, ocean coast interior. Of course, I drive an R1T, so you know, this is just my style.
Stop.
I'm forever jealous to those Gen 2 drivers. This is, something just feels a little nicer. 43 miles on this one. Max pack, nice. Perfect. And it says that, oh, I almost pulled the manual door handle. That's the one bad thing about Gen 2. There was no reason to make these electronic. I mean, I will admit that the door closes a little better, but the manual door handles were just a little better for me. I think that's what a lot of people would prefer, the manual door handles. Of course, place where you store your tire, and then you have your gear tunnel. And of course, it opens up all on the other side on these sport dark wheels. Really nice limestone. Of course, you have the other Rivian colors over here. So this, I imagine, would be the California Dune color. I can't tell in this lighting. So yeah, limestone. This looks, yeah, looks like the storm blue. Limestone, sandstone, with California Dune color. LA silver, of course, that's my R1T, best Rivian color. Rivian blue, red canyon, forest green, glacier white, El Cap granite, midnight black. Of course, you have the bigger samples over here as well. And of course, you have the wheel options. I actually, even though these are the base Rivian wheels that you would get on a Rivian, I think these are actually my favorite. Close to this. Let's call this my favorite wheel. The range, 22-inch range wheels. We'll get a close second, but I'll give the 20-inch ATs, all seasons, 20-inch all seasons, a good third place. For some reason, the sport wheels, the sport darks don't all go with every Rivian. Same thing with the sport brights. I don't think the sport brights go with every Rivian color, and not every sport dark goes with every Rivian color. Of course, you can option it as so, but I don't think they match too well. But I'm not gonna. But I don't need to go over all of the Rivian specs. I mean, you're likely a Rivian owner. You know what the deal is. This is a pretty beautiful space. If we come back out here, of course, you have your demo drive vehicles, R1S, R1T, and the really cool part about this Rivian space, this right here is a service center, which is nuts. I mean, this is the middle of San Francisco, and we have a Rivian service center here. It is 2 floors, so apparently there is a garage for the cars to access, go up, and there's additional storage above for more service space to service these vehicles. But I imagine for a lot of like small, just minor fixes where you don't need to have a motor or drive unit replacement, something simple like a tire change, or you need to have something small done in warranty, like replacing the stadium light, or just those small things you'll likely be able to do here. So it's really cool combination between space and service center. But of course, let me know what you guys think of the California Dune down in the comments below. This thing is pretty sick. If you guys get the chance, I highly recommend visiting this space as well. What do you guys think? Should we see more of these fancy spaces mixed with service centers? I know we want to see more Rivian service centers, but we also want to see more spaces. I think it's important that spaces are in high traffic areas like downtown San Francisco for people to be able to visit a Rivian space. But on the flip side, right, service centers are a lot easier to build in, I would say, almost industrial office spaces. And those are far away from downtown areas, not getting a lot of foot traffic. And so it's on the flip side. You can either have a service center that's cheap and on cheap property, far away from the downtown area, or you can have a space that's in the downtown area and with a lot of foot traffic. Hopefully that's making sense. But look, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Isaiah. This is Rivian Updates, and I will see you guys in the next one.